Hey everyone, Fiction House is back with another cool tutorial for Cinema4D. On this Cinema4D tutorial, I'm going to be showing how to use hair with a rig that I did on Endorphin, and also with a model that I downloaded free. I'm going to set that on a folder for you to follow up the tutorial easily. So also I'm going to use a really cool plugin to bake your animation and set it like just a polygon object, and it's really less heavier for you to work this kind of animation. So you can do a lot of stuff with this. The plugin is free. You can also give some money for the guys, but you can download it free for R15 and also for R14. So just make sure that you have the Cinema4D updated on the version on 0.6.1, because otherwise you cannot use this. So just go there, download the plugin, and just be ready for the tutorial. So hope you enjoy this, and hope you follow this up. So let's go. Alright, so I was so focused into to present the tutorial that I barely forgot to name the plugin that we're going to work for this tutorial. So the name of the plugin is Playmate V2. You can download it here at X-Files. Just go lower here. You can set a little bit of money for PayPal or whatever you want to send the guy, or you can download it free for R15 and for R14 and 13. So just make sure that you have your Cinema4D updated to the latest version, so or it won't work. So I already tested. So once you have that, you can go to that folder, and we can start the tutorial. So I also put an obj file that is this model that I find it here free on TF3DM. You can download it also, but I already set a folder just with the obj that we're going to work here. So once that we have that, we can start this tutorial. So I'm going to my Cinema4D, I'm going to here to the file, and I'm going to set merge, and on the merge, first thing I'm going to put is my rigged animation that I did on Endorphin. It's just a simple animation for people who doesn't know about character animation, and it's really cool to make this. So I already set an animation for you guys. You can get it on that folder also. So once that we have this, you see that we already have our rigged character already working, and we're going to merge that model that we downloaded and here on the folder too. So we're going to merge, and we're going to set the Tyler obj, set it OK, and let the scale to 20 on and now we have our model and the position of the rig, and everything's going good. So I'm going to select all these guys. I'm going to connect objects and delete, so that way we can have just a fully mesh over here. And I'm going to my point mode, I'm going to select all, and on the mesh, going to commands and optimize. So this way we can have our object totally binded, because otherwise, if we just connect the objects and delete, you will see some lines that are not closed on the object. So this way works a little bit better for me, I think. So once I have this, I can set this to this point. I'm going to just scale a little bit this guy so it fit the rig that we have here. So I'm going to click on the rig, and I think it's okay. You can just scale it a little bit down again. Alright. So now that we have our object and our rig, you see that the object don't move. We said we need to bind this all together. So I'm going to select the Tyler face on character. I'm going to put a skin, and I'm going to set this like a child of the Tyler. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all children for the rig animation. And I'm going to set control, select the skin and also the obj, and I'm going to character, commands and bind. That way we have our model totally rigged with the animation of the skeleton and all the rigs. So I think it looks quite cool. And we're set to continue this tutorial. So I already have our model binded, and what we're going to do now, we're going to use that plugin, the Playmate plugin, to bake all this and make just this as an object, and it's just a simple object. So you can then delete all this and have like an object animated. So it's really cool and less heavy for your machine, and it opens a wide range of stuff you can do by modeling this stuff. So I'm going to set my keyframes over here. I'm going to select all these guys. Again, select children, select the skin and the tile face. I'm going to plugins, and I'm going to Playmate. What this does is it bakes your animation and set it to an object. So you can set this like it is, and it's all good. So I'm going to bake this. You're going to see the fast of this baking. So it's really awesome. You can also bake a lot of things like broken objects and go to real flow and fill that and make a lot of cool stuff. And that stuff was really difficult to make before. So what you see here, you have your object like totally animated, and if you delete this, you're gonna set this here, delete this one and also this one, and you see that you have like an object that is animated, and this is really awesome. Like I said, this opens a lot of doors on Cinema4D for you to test your creativity. So I was looking for this for a long time, and this helps a lot. So I just wanted to put this on this tutorial, just to use this, and also for you guys to set up your creativity and make cool things with this. So I'm going to also set the downloads for everything. So I hope you keep enjoying this tutorial. So we have our object like model fully animated, and we can start setting our hair on this. So I'm going to set this backwards and press OK. Now I'm going to select the tile face. I'm going to simulate and add an hair object. So see it like the settings of the hair are like too big, and of course if you make a render you probably won't see just a ball of hair. So what you're going to do here, I'm going to, on my hair, I'm going to set my length of these guides a lot less. I'm going to set play just to start testing this. So you see that your rig, your object goes with the hair, and it probably already is looking a lot cooler. So this was like the way that I did that animation for the I did a lab test like a few months ago with this, and I was already thinking on making this as a tutorial for a long time. So I think this was the time for it, and we're going to make this a lot cooler. So I'm going to my hair, I'm going to put this on around 11, 12. And now I can just hide this guy because we don't need to see him on the render or even on the viewport. So I'm going to press backwards, I'm going to press play, and just OK, and it makes a render just to see how this is going. So yeah, it's already looking a little bit Sasquatch. And I'm just going to make some adjustments here on the hair. And for this looks a lot cooler. So and you can have a really cool animation on this. So on the hair, I'm going to put my frizz on about 40, 41, 40 should be cool, and my kink just to around like about 5, just a little bit. Now I can make another render just to see how this is going, because hair. Already you don't need to bake hair like a lot of times to see the difference that you are making on the viewport. That is really cool, the things that you can do with the hair, and this is already looking a lot cooler. So one thing I'm going to do here on the hair, so we can have let me just zoom this a little bit. If you see here, you see a little bit of depth on this hair. that it looks really cool. But I'm going to make a thing that I did on my animation for you guys to have the same thing that I have on that. So I'm going to fill hairs on fill. I'm going to put this on 1500. Just going to sim this back, it's no problem. You start to see our character like moving with the hair, and looks a little bit like the Sasquatch. So yeah, this was it. This is what I did for the short animation. And after this, you can be a lot of creative and animating this hair. So let me just see here. Going to the guides, put this a little bit up, set the hair again. And one thing you are seeing here is that the hair is not colliding with the ground or with the plane. So you can also try to put on the floor collision, but normally hair, I don't think that works with collisions with hair. So I use the plane a lot of times to put the hair tag. So I'm going to put a hair collider. I'm going to just hide this because of the render. Looks a lot better just with the floor and the black background. So I'm going to set this back again. I'm going to play. And you see that the hair already is getting collided with the floor, and it looks a lot more natural. So let's just make a quick render over here, and this is it. You got your Sasquatch, and now you can start doing a lot of things on this. So just going to put this a little bit lower because I think it's too big, and that way when the legs pass, you don't have like this open space transition, and I think it looks better with a little bit of emptiness over there. So let's just make this render. Yeah, I think this looks a lot cool. So and the tutorial is this, guys. So what you can do now, you can render all this animation, and on your render settings, just go to render, make the settings on this, and make your animation. So if you want to be a little bit more creative than just doing this, you can animate this hair. So just see, you go into the hair and just zoom this a little bit less because we don't need it all. And on this animation, okay, on this animation, you see that the guy is walking like 1, 2, and steps. We can start animating the steps around here, or just a little bit. One, wait. Yeah, hair like if you start like this on the viewports, gets a little bit crazy. So, but it comes along really cool. So I'm going to step on this step, like about 127. I'm going to set a keyframe on my color over here. On the speckle, it's okay. On my thickness also, I'm going to put like this, like set keyframes and everything on the fizz, because this is what we're going to mix a little bit, so you can have a variation on the color setting on the time of this transition. So make just a little bit cooler thing. So once we have this, we have our keyframe edited, and it can just go one over here. So this guy's one here, and this fit over here. Yeah, should be cool. Yeah, when it starts again, you can now set this to another color, just a yellow, or just like a grayish, bluish. Okay, and just set this like over white, and we're going to set a keyframe again, and we're going to get thickness. I'm going just to put the thickness a little bit more, and the tip probably a little bit more also. So I'm going to set a keyframe again on this fizz. I'm going to take this fizz a lot less to about 10, 12, 10, okay. And also the variation, I'm going to put this a little bit higher. And on the kink, I'm going to set a little bit more of kink here, and set this variation also to a little bit more, like on 20. Okay, so now we have this. We set also our keyframes over here, And if you go play backwards, and you probably, when you get the half of that transition on the foot, we're already getting a new color on the hair. That that is a thing that you can play a lot with hair and animating the colors and all that stuff. So the hair also looks. You can change a little bit the hair look with a different color of light, because it reacts a lot with light. And then if you make just can you say just a yellowish light over here, I set this to shadow soft, and then you're going to put this a little bit higher. And if you press render, you see that that blue is a little bit different because it's catching that yellow of the light, and it looks a lot cooler. So guys, just make your things and set your animations. Like animate all this like until like the 400th frame and set different colors of it. Just make your own thing, and hope you enjoy this. So the tutorial was about this. It was about to show that plugin for Playmate, and also how to make this Sasquatch animation. And guys, I hope you enjoy this. So see you on another tutorial, see you on another client project, and cheers guys, bye.
Upstairs.